Hi, it's Trixie Mattel, and today we are revealing a brand new collection from Trixie Cosmetics. This is Girl Talk. Welcome back to the channel. Occasionally I like to sit down, we like to put on some nice nails, a nice wig, and we like to have our own Home Shopping Network QVC moment because Trixie Cosmetics launches the most incredible products in the world, and what better place to debut them than the Trixie Cosmetics channel. I have to say, when I get on here to show you guys products, I get very excited. I'm always excited to see what you think. I would say that YouTube comment section is like the most wholesome, sweet, helpful place in the world. And I have to say, for this collection, I'm excited to read the comments because you bitches are about to be scalped and gagged, okay? It is incredible. So this collection, Girl Talk, is kind of inspired by, I guess, the very young girl I wish I was in the 90s. We're talking Dream Phone, we're talking Mall Madness, we're talking Pretty Pretty Princess, Polly Pocket, My Little Pony, we're talking headgear, Disney sleeping bags, we're talking crimping hair, we're talking Care Bear pillowcases, okay? This collection is inspired by what it's like to sit down in the early years of your life in your girlfriend's bedroom and be double dared to call your crush and hang up. The color story here is super 90s, super Lisa Frank. I guess it really is an ultimate throwback collection. So Jess, hi Jess.
Hi.
Jess put them in a caboodle. We are unsponsored by Caboodle, but if we're gonna take a dip into the cool waters of the 90s, we have to do it with the caboodle. If you don't know what this is, congratulations. You're in the springtime of your life and you have your whole hopes and dreams ahead of you. If you do know what this is, let's put some sunblock on the liver spots on your hands and let's talk about it. This is a caboodle. This is not a Trixie Cosmetics product, but Nick, do you know what this is? Oh God.
Oh my God.
Oh God. Honestly, adults did not do this. Like preteen girls would put like one lip gloss and like a nail polish in here and it was just, it folds out like this. And then you would get your little get ready. When I first started doing drag, I was very committed to the fantasy and I used to show up to the gay clubs with all my drag makeup in a caboodle. And I used to use suitcases that were only like kids' Barbie suitcases to carry my drag. It wasn't practical, but I was committed to the fantasy and I still am. I'm gonna start taking products out of here. Ooh, there's butterfly hair clips in here, you guys. This is so fun. Wow. I kind of live for this, right? Kids back in the day, although, you know what? This has kind of made the rounds. I feel like I see the children wearing these now. So this collection is, I have to say, Jess thinks it, I think it, I think our whole team thinks it. This is maybe our favorite collection we've done. And to all my other palettes in my drag room listening, we love you all equally, but this one is like, this is our very special daughter. Okay, so let's take a look. Let's start with the palette because the whole collection's built around the palette and we came up with the concept way earlier than we came up with the art for the palette, and I have to say the art for the palette is unparalleled. Okay, are you ready? Okay, this is the Girl Talk palette. If you don't know, in the 90s, young girls had like these personal diaries that they would like type their hopes and dreams, and it was like a date book, which if you're in 6th grade, what are your commitments? You have the same schedule every day. You could put a little diary in here. I think sometimes even had a fortune teller where you could ask it a question and it would say like yes or no. Just a way to eat through AA batteries. So a lot of them were even password protected. And what you could do is write notes and give it to your friend and then your friend would know the password and you can like pass it. So stupid. I mean, thinking back, this was like the height of technology. Am I Laura Ingalls Wilder? How old are we? That is so sad, jeez. This is the palette. Beautiful. Neopets energy. That's a deep dive too, right? I think now people just go on petfinder.uk and just look at parakeets, but back in the day, it has big Powerpuff Girl energy. So I'm gonna open it and I mean, I gotta tell you guys, the colors you'd imagine to be in this palette are in this palette. So let's just open it. Isn't it incredible? So top to bottom here, this is the same size palette as like Bottle Blonde or Plant Gay. If you have any of those palettes, it's the same size palette, so it'll fit perfectly on your little shelf. So the palette also says this palette belongs to, which is like big Trapper Keeper energy, if anybody remembers Trapper Keepers. This is so embarrassing and this is like an unearthed memory right now. I was so poor and I want a Trapper Keeper so bad. I found a Trapper Keeper in a dumpster at school and I pulled it out and used it. Thinking back, I'm like, in my very small town. I'm sure some girl was like, does that have my thrown away Trapper Keeper? I did. So, hey. It says like edit, search, delete. This is a big throwback, okay? Technology, people don't have iPhones. They basically had to write each other notes on calculators. So I have on Boy Band, which is this purple, and I buffed it out with this lighter purple called BFF for every AEAE. And if you don't know about that, I can't even explain it to you. Apparently, before the internet, people were so busy they couldn't pronounce words. And then I have on MASH right here, which is like my lid color. If you don't know about MASH, the children would take a sheet of notebook paper and they would write down what your husband might, it's really stupid. I'm not even gonna explain it. It's like really embarrassing. Imagine me so gay with like a 2-hour bus ride to school being like, your husband's gonna be, I don't know, Josh Hartnett and that problematic haircut. So I think we should go through and do some swatching. As usual, I have a young model's arm here. If you're wondering why it looks so perfect, it's because I'm extremely fake tanned and then I covered my arms in foundation. So if you're looking down at your arm and it's like blotchy and pale, I'm painted up like a whore. By the way, before I start swatching, please subscribe to the channel. I don't just always try to sell you things. We watch films, we get ready together and try products, we bake with easy bake ovens, and you could be missing out on quality cross-dressing content. So the first shade is called Cooties, which if you don't know, I think the debate is still going on whether or not boys have cooties or girls have cooties. I think COVID taught us that anyone can have cooties at any time. So this first color is called Cooties. It's like a shattered green with kind of a blue reflex. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? We're off to a great start. It's the type of eyeshadow that just makes your breath fresh somehow. It's like an electric wintergreen leaf. It is so beautiful. I love these like glassy, semi-glitter shades. I love just seeing really beautiful women just smash it on and go. Unfortunately, when I do that, I don't look as good as you guys, but beautiful, right? So the next shade is Speed Dial, which is, I mean, I don't think there is a color more like 90s than this. It makes me think of like Nickelodeon, yeah, like Slime Time Live. And you can see the difference. It's a lot more like a lime. Isn't she beautiful? God, I'm so not used to wearing real nails. Look at me. If I wore real nails, I would do this a lot. Up next, this color is called Sugar Rush, which is not really a 90s thing. You can still get a Sugar Rush today. Don't ask me how I know. It's a tooth-achingly hot pink metallic. I actually have it on as blush. You guys see right there. Whew. Now we're cooking with gas, folks. I know that I'm gay, but something about a pink eyeshadow for me will just really never go out of style. So pretty, right? Do you already start to see the story developing? It's giving very like, what was that band? He loves me, he loves you not. It's giving like S Club 7. David would know. Where's David when we need him? David's encyclopedic knowledge of like 90s girl culture. Dream, it's giving Dream. It's giving Cleopatra, it's giving Spice Girls. I don't think we've done a shimmery pink at Trixie Cosmetics, really. Yeah, I would like to formally apologize for being a drag queen owned makeup company and not doing a shimmery pink until now. That was my bad, sorry. But isn't it beautiful? So next is MASH. I have this on my lid and I was getting ready earlier and I hadn't really used the real palette. So I was using the Trixie Cosmetics P9, the flat shader brush, and I touched it to this lid and I was like still bald and not in drag and I was listening to a podcast and I looked in the mirror and I just went, work, bitch. So like, that's how this shadow made me feel at like 11 o'clock this morning. Isn't that beautiful, you guys? It's giving like the girl toy you would get at McDonald's in the drive-thru with your grandma. Oh, hello. I just think Lisa Frank when I see this color. It makes me think of those Lisa Frank dolphins. So it's a great start to the palette. I mean, 4 colors in, you can kind of see what we're about. We're really time traveling here, but there's a reason why colors like this really never stay out of rotation in fashion is because they're just beautiful. So this shade is called Dear Diary. Oh, nice, nice. Very, very pretty. I'm not telling you what to do with your life, but you can see how this kicks like a super light, like reptilian green. Do you see that in the light, how it just shifts a little green? If you did like this all over your eyelid and this on your tear duct, it'd be over for all the haters from high school. That's what you wear to your reunion, honey. All right, this shade is called Jinx. I have a real love affair with like any sort of white shadow that has an agenda. And this is like a white cream pearl shadow that has an agenda. Let me show you. Do you see that? It shifts like purpley. It reminds me of a shade that Sugar Pill did several years ago called Ghosted. That is so pretty. Come on, come on. I mean, if we're doing 90s, we have to do like frosty. If you're really gross and I'm gross, imagine this on your brow bone, but also, like very cool. But that looks, isn't that beautiful? Do you see how even on this pink background, it's picking up some of the blue? Very universal. Very wearable. So this shade is called Star 67. I guess I'll explain it. I'm actually actively aging as this video goes on. Do you know what Star 67 is? Yeah. Okay. Well, Nick's lived a lot of lives, okay? So Star 67 was, you could call somebody without them knowing who was calling. So you could like block your own number basically. Because Star 69 was how to call someone back if you didn't know who called you. But this was all rich people things. Like I couldn't do this. Star 67, I think we still had a rotary phone. Ah, I have a love affair with yellow eyeshadow because I think of yellow as sort of a neutral. Do you know what I mean? Lemons, marigold. I mean, maybe I'm delusional, but I think yellow's a neutral. But I also think pink is a neutral, so whatever. So that's 7 shades in. Beautiful. We're gonna keep going. So the next shade is, do you mind? So the next shade is called Little Sis. It really gives like the meme of like Little Miss whatever. But this is kind of giving Stephanie Tanner. How rude. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, I love a super high pearl pink. It's a great way to wear pink that's just not like fully, you know what I mean? Like it shifts more like a neutral. Like depending how you wear this could be kind of a daytimey shade. Pinks are so universal. Isn't that great? Who am I waving to? No one. All right, this next two are really, really amazing. So let's just get into it. So this shade's called Whatever. It's really giving the simple life. I'll tell you that. It's giving the simple life. You know, I'd not seen The Simple Life until COVID, and David showed it to me, and it was so amazing. And while we were watching The Simple Life, we thought of Trixie Motel. So life imitates art, imitates the simple life. Beautiful, right? I guess I could have put that on as blush today, but I thought it would be too much. I'm really happy with the way the shimmer one looked. Stunning, gorgeous, iconic, yes. So this shade is BFF Forever and Ever, which is just BFF for the RAE P190X, okay? My mind's gone feeble, okay? Gorgeous, right? And I'm just gonna say what this is. It's a Barney purple, okay? By the way, I remember being a kid and hearing the rumor in school, like, did you know that the guy who plays Barney is gay? Was that ever true? I mean, we have no way of knowing that dinosaurs weren't gay. If everybody was gay, it sounds like people would go extinct. And guess what happened to them? Beautiful, right? So pretty. I'm gonna say, this is not a neutral. The rest are neutrals. But this is really, really beautiful, stunning, gorgeous. And if you aren't putting this purple in your crease and this yellow on your eyelid, you have no right to ever speak to me ever again. I want people to really go big with this palette. I mean, it's so beautiful. Oh, okay. This is Lights Out, which kind of gives, do you guys remember the glacier purple Arctic Game Boy? Do you remember like the semi-clear Game Boy? And that was actually, that Game Boy was on the mood board for this palette. So I'm really happy that it made an appearance. If you guys could be a fly on the wall on my company's Pinterest boards, you would be moved to tears. We elevate Pinterest to an art. It's kind of giving California Raisin going to a rave. Do you see that? It's California Raisin color, but it's like, very cool. Very, very pretty. And it looks like that Game Boy. And I don't have time to explain what a Game Boy is either. I will not be made to feel elderly by doing this collection. I should have the whole time pretended like I did research and had to find out what all these things were. That's not what happened. Finally, I have Boy Band, which is what I have all over my eyes. It's not, I'm gonna be honest. Normally when I wear purples, I go for like a warmer grape purple. This cool purple is really working me out. There's an episode of Trixie Motel where Nicole Byer and I are in dark purple, I'm in like a dark purple 60s mini dress and we're interviewing people on the street. And that was the day I fell in love with this type of color. Deep, cool purples. It's so weirdly masculine, but that's what I like about it. Oh. This one swatch is amazing. I mean, look at that. Beautiful, right? And I just really this morning took a fluffy brush and just, and then I buffed it out. Easy peasy. So you can tell I have on a couple of these colors today, and I did something I think is wacky and cool. Do you see how the outside of my eye I put blue? I've never done that before. I thought of it today. I'm taking risks. So this is the full color collection. I think it's so beautiful and complete. And you know, I'm just gonna tell you guys, as a makeup company, I know that making pink lipstick or making blush is not inventing the wheel. And we really nerd out over the storytelling. And I would say that as narrative creatives, we really hit it out of the park. I mean, this looks exactly like what we wanted it to look like. Everything from the packaging to the finish to the shade. And to further be insane, it has a headphone jack on the top. Now, let's say you have too many edibles and you're stuck trying to listen to this palette, I can't help you. And I'm not gonna be responsible for that. So the collection does not stop with this incredible palette. We have a few other pieces to round out the look. Because this collection is sort of sleepover themed, right? We had to do 2 sets of lashes. We had to do Good Morning and Goodnight. Narratively speaking, we tried to make Good Morning really like a wake and bake. That's marijuana. We tried to make it like a wake up your eye kind of lash, so it's gonna be a little thinner in the center, which I think is brilliant, because I have smaller eyes out of drag, and I think it's really nice when the inside of a lash is just a little more bald, because our real lashes are the most thin right towards the tear duct. So no matter how small your eyes are or how like daytime you wanna go, this lash is the one. So it's gonna be a short crisscross lash that flares out at the end, but my favorite thing about this lash is that it has a few smaller pieces in the middle. Do you see that? It's gonna make application so much easier. This is also the perfect kind of lash for when you wanna wear lashes, but you don't wanna wear a heavy liner. Sometimes I feel like you have to wear a big black liquid liner to hide a lash, honestly. You just put some concealer on your eyelids and put these on. So the Goodnight lash is sort of like the going out version of that. So it's lengthening, it's wispy, but it still has a little bit of volume. It's just meant to be like your real lashes naturally doubled in size and length because the sun went down. I would say that it's about as wearable as this one. I mean, when it comes to lashes, wearability is so bogus. I mean, watch the video with my sister. She wears lashes that big every single day. So wearable doesn't really mean anything. For some of you, you could be like, this isn't gonna do anything for me. And for some of you, this could be like, this is the biggest lash I've ever worn. But whatever your lash journey is, it's great to have the right options available to you. So the last cosmetic item of this collection is a beautiful lip gloss. Right now I have on just a little bit of lipstick and liner, but I was waiting to put the gloss on for you on camera. If only I had a mirror. Oh my God, the Juno Birch Soft Matte Trixie Cosmetics mirror. So this shade is called How Rude. I'm not gonna explain to you why it's called that. You can Google it. Okay, I'll tell you. It's a Stephanie Tannerism from a television program called Full House, about a family experiencing the trials and tribulations of having many living family members under the same roof. I grew up in a trailer with 6 other people. I would say that was a full house. I would say it's a fuller house. They lived in a huge mansion in San Francisco. Full house? Are you kidding me? Why? Because you don't all have your own treadmill? So this is really unique to our other glosses too, because this one is jelly bean scented. We wanted a nostalgia scent. We tried the bubble gums. We tried the cotton candies. But we settled on jelly bean, and it smells really, really beautiful. I'm gonna be honest and too specific. It smells like waking up on Easter morning when I'm in like 5th grade, and it smells like not just jelly beans, the premium like Jelly Belly jelly beans, like really good. I'm gonna do a swatch for you. I guess I'll do it at the top. So this color is a bright hot pink, and it has gold pink reflex. So it's not totally opaque. You know, this is gonna be a little bit of transparency. Oh God, that is so beautiful. You know what it gives? It gives Michael Kors by way of like Barbie, to be honest. Like it does have that slight gold. It looks like the most beautiful salmon in the world. As usual, we have a doe foot applicator with a little reservoir tip, which is great because you don't have to do that many in and out. Now my lips are drawn on half my face, so I probably will have to dip twice. I really like how metallic it is because I need a gloss with some coverage, for drag at least, so I either have to usually go full coverage or something with like a high metallic finish. This really works for me. Basically what I did was a nude plum liner with pink inside. You can see like the pink liner I put in. Because I do like to wear just gloss, especially on days where I'm shooting like Netflix or something. It's nice to be able to wear gloss for a few hours and wipe off. Because sometimes I have to do multiple lip changes in a day. That is beautiful. I'm sorry, I don't make the rules, but that is really, really beautiful. And you can see on me especially, you can see that the little gold pieces just make it more wearable. I know people get scared of pink, but if the pink has a little gold, it makes it a lot easier to use. I know what you're thinking. Is it similar to Baby Woman, which is a color that we did with Shrinkle just a few months ago? So this is Baby Woman, and this is How Rude. They're really different, you guys. How Rude is like a pink that really has a gold, salmon, almost coral reflect to it. And Baby Woman is a darker pink that has like a rainbow glitter reflect. So I'll put them right next to each other. Again, this is not from this collection, but it is still available. You can see it's almost more of a raspberry versus this is a lot more 90s. If you liked Baby Woman, this is a little bit like your beach version of that. Very beautiful. So we have every shade of the palette here, and we have the How Rude lip gloss, a really beautiful collection. And I like when we do one lip color sometimes, just because it's kind of a challenge for us to come up with a shade that we think is truly universal. And I think that this one's really universal. Finally, our collection that's kind of 90s sleepover inspired would not be complete without a robe. I have to say, when we launched robes at this company, I was really shocked at the response. I guess I didn't know how many of you need constant comfort in your lives in the form of a robe. And the new one is maybe my best one we've done, I think. It looks like this. It's giving very Powerpuff Girl. It's very, very cute. It's the normal, very high density, super soft plush fiber that we've had in our snowflake robe or original cosmetics robe. But this one, honestly, this is like the one you put on when you slam your door and you go, God, Mom, you don't understand me. Like it kind of just is that energy. It's a bratty teenager's robe, which means adult gay men will probably buy it. I'm struggling. No. It's hard to do anything with nails on. See, now I look like a cool teenage girl. So the little patch on this one is colors from the palette. We have not done that before, which is really, really cool. And I mean, it's adorable, you guys. Just get one. And if you've been holding out on a robe, I have to say, this is the one. It's very, very cute. And we always do robes in limited quantities, so get it now. Buy it as a Christmas gift, wait to give it away. So cute. Just to recap, we have the Girl Talk palette at $48 for all 12 shades of these premium formulas. I mean, this is really an amazing one, you guys. If you watch the channel and you don't really always feel like getting something, I strongly encourage you. This is the one. It is the one. We have Goodnight and Good Morning lashes at only 10 bucks each. And then we have How Rude lip gloss at 16. Beautiful, stunning. Listen, if it looks good on me, it looks good on everyone. If it can work on a 32-year-old bald man, it can work for you. Finally, we have our robe at 55 because it is a premium item. Thank you guys for joining me today. Some of you are gonna shop with me this Friday when the collection launches at 10 a.m. and some of you are just here to window shop. And either way, thank you for joining me and letting me do my little QVC moment. When I was a kid, I used to watch Home Shopping Network and my dream was to be on Home Shopping Network. And I didn't know it would be through YouTube, so bye.